What's happening? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? I hope you are having a wonderful, blessed day. Now, I know some of y'all are like me, running a couple of moments behind. And I don't want to hold you here this long today in case the Holy Spirit says something else. But let me tell you something. We need to have a conversation. So go ahead, gather up all your folks, share this out if you'll be so kind, because we need to have this conversation. We need to have this conversation. So I'm gonna let y'all come on in. I'm gonna get the chat up here so I can see. Hello, Shayna. Great to see you. I'm glad you're here. Cause girl, we all need to talk. There are some things in this world that we need to discuss, and it has gone on long enough. So let me go on over, because people said I couldn't see their comments last time on Facebook. So let me go on over to Facebook and hey Jamie, how are you? Let me go on and see if I can. There they are. All right, there we go. Now I can see them. I was worried last time because a lot of comments that I missed on Facebook because I couldn't see them over here. So I'm glad I can see them now. Hello, Jamie. Welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here. We're just going to have a conversation today because, as the title suggests, we need to mind our business and leave other people's business alone. You see, it's come to my attention, not just in the personal realm of our lives, but also in our business lives. Okay. This is a twofold today. We're hitting it on both sides, personal business and your business. You need to mind that. Hey, Taryn, great to see you. Listen, your business is your business. My business is my business. Their business is their business. Everybody has their own business. But I don't understand why we as a people find it so easily to forget our positions. Yes, hit that like button in other people's lives. And let me kind of break this down for you. For those of you who may not know exactly who I am, and maybe this is your first time seeing me, I am Kimberly Collins, also known as the Educated Natural. And today, I want to thank you for being here first and foremost. Thank you to my returning live viewers. Thank you to those that are going to catch the replay. Thank you to those that have hit the like button, that's going to comment, that's going to share. God bless you. Thank you. May he bless you and every generation attached to you from this day forward. But guys, I couldn't take this any longer. It has come to my attention that there are some people that have a problem with other people's business and staying out of it. And I came today just to shine the light on that and to tell you, or in certain cases, warn you that it's time for you to stop meddling in other people's business. See, somebody came to me with somebody's business and I let them go and get it all out. And when they finished, I asked them a series of questions. And I'm going to ask you and have you ask yourself these questions in your own time. But after they finished ranting, I asked them, I said, I got a series of questions for you. And they said, okay, what is it? I said, when that person did what you've come and told me that they have done, did it stop you from eating? Or better yet, how about this? When they did whatever it is you're telling me that they did it stop your bag? Did it stop you from getting your check? Did it stop you from eating? Did it stop you from doing anything that you normally do in your life? And they were like, well, no. I said, and why is it whatever they're doing a concern of yours? They had nothing to say. They said, well, I'm just saying I'm their friend and I think it's in their best interest they listen to me. I said, really? I said, because, the Bible speaks of things like this. I'm not preaching today, guys. I keep trying not to do that, but it's in me and sometimes it comes out. So let me just go on and get this one out of the way. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 26, it says, interfering in someone else's argument is as foolish as yanking a dog's ear. Let that sink in for a minute. In other words, you getting involved in somebody else's business is as crazy as you going over to a dog and pulling it by the ear, thinking nothing is going to happen. In other words, when you put your mouth in somebody else's affairs, you're opening up this gateway. And on the other side of that gateway is consequences and repercussions. See, not everybody's going to be so kind to you when you decide that it's in your best interest to step outside of your lane and get into somebody else's lane. Let's take that for a minute. If you've ever watched track and field, many of you may have been like me, you watched the Olympics, or you've gone to a track meet, maybe a family member, or maybe you yourself have ran track. And if you look at that track, there are lines on that track, right? You have a series of runners, and everybody lines up at their designated spots in their designated lanes, right? Now, when you look across the board, you will notice that when the runners go down into their blocks, get into their running positions, they're not paying attention to what's happening on their left or on their right. They are paying close attention straight ahead because they have two goals in a race. Their goal is to, number one, stay in your own lane, and number two, finish. Doesn't matter what position you finish in, but your goal is to finish. How would it look if person in lane 2 decide that they're going to run over to lane 7? Now, whatever's happening in lane 7 has nothing to do with them, but if they focus their attention on lane 7, what do you think is going to happen in their lane? It's going to be abandoned. And guess what? That runner that now has cut across everybody's lane to get to lane 7 has been disqualified. And the reason why they've been disqualified is because they left their lane. That's a violation. Same thing when you look at other people's lives, when you look at other people's businesses. It's a violation for you to leave your lane and decide that you're going to go over to their lane and pay attention to what they're doing. And then when you see what they're doing, you're going to have the God-given gall, the audacity to open your mouth and try to tell them what they should be doing in their own business, whether it's their personal business or their business. And I just came today just to tell you it's time for you to mind your own business. Because in that same conversation I was having, I asked the person when they were trying to, let's just say, make their point to me as to why it was so important to them, somebody else's business that is. As they were giving their rebuttal, I said, tell me something. They said, yeah. I said, when is the last time you vacuumed your car? And they were like, what? I said, I'm sorry. Maybe that was too much. When is the last time you went to a PTO or PTA meeting for your kid? Okay, maybe that's too much. Maybe that's too personal. When is the last time you scrubbed your bathroom and cleaned your toilets? Okay, maybe that's too much. When is the last time you balanced out your own accounts? When is the last time you did some research on how to invest for your business and for your families, for your legacy? How about that? When is the last time you did something to grow that? And they were looking at me like I was crazy, like I had 3 eyes and 2 heads. And I said, the reason why I'm asking you this, I said, it's because the moment you neglect your lane, meaning the moment you step outside of your business, that's the moment you stepped inside of somebody else's. And when you did that, you neglected your own business. You see, it's nobody's job to tell anybody what they should and should not be doing. Because when you do, that means there's something in your life that you are neglecting. There's something in your life that needs your attention, that should be important to you. That time and that energy that you're investing in somebody else's business, whether it's their personal business or their business, is the same energy you need to invest in yourself. And of course, as you probably can guess now, this person was a little bit upset with me because I kind of took them down that lane. Oh, don't feel bad, Shayna. Mine needs vacuuming right now, to be honest with you. That's on the list this week is don't feel bad. I'm with you. And so I want us all to understand that even though we can love people, I have a big family. I'm sure like you guys have family members too that's still here with us. But I make it my mission not to get involved in their business because I don't want them involved in mine. Whatever they decide to do, that's between them and God. Whatever I decide to do, that's between me and God. But when you cross the two, it can get messy. It can get ugly. It can get downright hurtful. You could be setting yourself up to be hurt, disrespected, neglected, rejected. You could be setting your own self up to experience things that God did not design for you to even experience. All because of we all have this nosy factor. And it's not just a personal life thing. It's a business thing too. I have been in business for years now, and I've had the opportunity to listen to and watch and monitor and learn from or glean from people in various industries. And it let me know, okay, I'm good at this, not so good at that. Maybe I should focus here. Maybe I should leave that alone. Okay. It allowed me to sit back and monitor myself and understand myself, my strength, and my own weaknesses. And it allowed me to understand the importance of focusing on the things that I need to focus if I want to get to where I need to be in life. And if I want to leave that legacy back for the generations that's going to come after me. But if I didn't take that step back, and if I continued to get involved in what other people was doing and other decisions and choices they were making, who knows how long it would take me to build the things that the generations behind me who need. And I couldn't afford to drop that ball. And so I simply came today just to talk to y'all and to issue y'all this warning. Mind your own business. That time and that energy you're invested in figuring out and monitoring and following behind other people, invest that same energy into yourself. You deserve that. I mean, how is it going to look for you to get to your final moments on this earth and to realize the things that you did not do, that you had plenty of time to do, but you just decided that it would be best to monitor what somebody else was doing? That's a waste of life. That's a waste of time. And I believe it was Les Brown that said some of the richest people are in the graveyard, not money-wise, knowledge-wise. They left so many things back here undone that, truth be told, we probably could be using right now. But because they didn't stay in their own lane, because they took too much time minding other people's business, they left this world full versus leaving this world empty. Meaning they didn't invest everything in the world they should have. And now we're back here trying to pick up the slack, trying to figure out things that probably would have been figured out back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, but they're no longer here to do it. Don't let that be your story. When you look at your own life, when you look at your own legacy and the thing that you're trying to leave back here on this earth, when that preacher, pastor, rabbi, or whatever your religious affiliated person is, whenever they are standing over your casket or over your ashes, or however you want your thing to go, you want them to sit there and be able to say they left this world empty. They gave it all. They invested and did everything that God told them to do, and they didn't waste it trying to figure out what somebody else was doing. That's not your business. That's not why you were created here for. You are here to pour into the earth your good seeds. You're here to help this earth be a better place for those that's to inhabit it after and while you are here. But if you continue to chase behind other people and worry yourself literally to death trying to figure out what other people are doing, you're wasting your time. That's not minding your own business. That's a flag on the play. If I had a whistle, I will blow it. I got to find my whistle because it's a violation. And that's going to cost some of y'all years off of your life because you spent so much time investing in other things that were not of your concern. Stop meddling. Because when you feel like you're going to meddle, ask yourself, is this going to stop me from eating? Is this the assignment that I've been given into this earth by God? Is this something that I'm supposed to be giving my attention to? Or is this something I'm supposed to just pray about and let God handle it? Let God be God. I'm not God. I'm not Jesus either. Let God handle that and let me focus on the things that I need to focus on, because I don't know if you noticed it or not, but time is getting short. There are a lot of people leaving here quicker, probably the quickest I've ever seen, from one thing or another. And you want to make sure you have minded your own business and stayed out of other people's business. Here's another reason why we all have to be cognitive of this. It's because there are certain decisions and mistakes that we all are to make us better. And if you're always butting yourself in somebody else's lane, you could be a distraction to God's plan. And you don't want to be that. You want to help that person. But sometimes the best help you can give another person is to stay out of their way. I know sometimes it's hard, especially when it's somebody you love and you see them doing some of the craziest things, the most unintelligent things. And you want to jump in there and you want to fix it because in your mind, you know better. But sometimes the best thing you could do is to stay out of the way. Let them make them mistakes. When a baby starts to go from crawling to walking, it falls a lot. It has bruised up knees, hands, parents over there about to lose their mind. Oh my goodness, my baby fell. You can't go wrap that baby up in bubble wrap to keep them from falling, because then they really will never learn how to walk. And we can't do the same thing to each other. We have to allow each other to live and to learn. And you can't be a hindrance to another person's lessons that God is trying to get them to learn. Let's be honest. I'm going to tell on myself. I can be quite hard-headed. I can be quite stubborn. I've been that way all my life. If my mother was here, she would tell you, she sure can. All my brothers the same way. But life has allowed us to fall down and get back up. Fall down and get back up. And the reason why we keep getting back up is because when we were down that we learned a lesson. But if we never learn the lesson, we're going to keep falling. And I was telling my brothers before, I said, look, y'all can do what you want. You can make whatever decisions you want. I'm going to pray for you. And I'm going to pray that that next fall teaches you the lessons that you need to learn. But I'm tired of falling. I'm tired of running into brick walls. I'm tired of being in places where God says I'm not supposed to be, because I see you running into that brick wall over and over again. Sometimes that's not my position. Sometimes my position is to be like the referee. Watch the game, try not to get hit, call the plays, and just sit there and see how this thing is going to play out for you. Because sometimes you've got to learn the lesson on your own. And I can't always be that fall girl. Sometimes God will put you in a place where he's trying to humble a person. It's hard being on the outside. It's hard being that referee, watching God humble a person. But God has his own unique way of turning us all around and getting us refocused. Yeah, we may end up with some bruises, some broken bones, couple of hits here and there. But eventually, when you get tired of getting hit, you're going to get yourself together. And that's kind of where God has me at with this message. We have to learn to mind our own business. Certain things are not for us to fix. It's for him to fix. Certain things are not for us to get in there and get our hands dirty and get all involved, because we could be impacting that person's journey. And we could also be impacting an opportunity for God to get the glory. So you have to pray and be mindful and ask God, is this where I'm supposed to be? Is this my assignment? Am I supposed to get out of my lane and help the person next to me? Or is this an area and a time where I'm supposed to sit quietly, pray, and just let you be God? Because we can't continually get involved in other people's stuff. A few years ago, I had to come to a major reality. Yeah, it's very hard. It's hard with my brothers too, Taryn. But I had a conversation with someone a few years ago, and me and this person were really cool, real close. And I've always been a person that's a real friend. When you're right, I'm going to celebrate you. When you're wrong, I'm going to pull you to the side and we're going to have that conversation. I've never been a yes person. I'm not that kind of friend. If you're wrong, I'm going to say, look, sis, I love you. Look, bro, I love you, but you're wrong. And we're going to have that conversation because I was raised and I truly believe that's what real friends do. So we're having this conversation, and year after year, they were telling me about different things they were going through. And I would always just sit quiet because sometimes people just need that ear. So I was deciding to be that ear. For years, I was that ear. Then one day came when this person decided that they were just going to just go off about the same thing I had heard them go off many, many, many times before. And on this particular day, I was in a no crap mood. I was in a mood where I just did not have time for nobody's mess. And I was in, let me just be clear, those of you that knew my mom, Miss Moore there, I was in an Alberta mood. I didn't have time for shucking and jiving. I didn't have time to spare feelings. I didn't have time to sugarcoat anything. If you came to me this particular day, you was going to get it, and you were going to get it all. And lo and behold, this person decided to contact me and they started saying blah, blah, blah. And I'd had enough. And then they asked me that infamous question, and I would warn anybody to be careful when you ask me this question because I'm going to give it to you uncoded. They decided this particular day that they were going to ask him what my thoughts were. And I, as a true friend, I asked him, I said, are you sure you want to hear my thoughts on that? And they said, yes. And by the time I finished, they were on 10. They were highly upset. They didn't accept what I had said. They didn't like what I had said. So they came back with their rebuttal and they decided to go on this long rant. And I'm like, okay, go ahead, get on out your system. Then they said that thing that put the key in the lock and turned it to lock the door. They said to me, after calling me on my phone, asking me for my advice, after years of hearing this foolishness, they had decided to tell me, you need to mind your business. Woo! I said, you know what? It was as though the light went on. It was like the clouds in the sky went away and the sunshine started to shine and it was feeling real good on my skin. And I was like, you know what? You are absolutely right. Click. And I hung up the phone. I felt as if I had let a weight off of myself. This person didn't realize it, but they had given me my freedom papers. Because the thing is, it was their life. It was their decisions, whether good or bad. It was their choices. And I had made the decision to become so involved in it being that ear. And in that moment, when they said, you need to mind your business, I realized that the type of friend that they needed, I couldn't be. They wanted someone to continue just to be silent and just listen to this foolishness. They wanted somebody to continue to be silent and agree, because in certain cases, and the military taught me this, silence means agreement. So they wanted me to sit there and be silent and sign that I agree with what you're doing and what you're saying. And this foolishness you're taking yourself to, allowing yourself to be taken through. But in that moment, it seemed like I had a moment of clarity when I said, I don't agree with this. And they couldn't take it. So they wanted me to be this fair weather friend. They wanted me to be this friend that just accepted whatever garbage they threw at me. And at that moment, I had to let them know I'm not a garbage can. I've taken all I can take. And it's time for you to grow up. It's time for you to make grown decisions. And I am no longer, as your friend, going to sit here and allow you to purposely get hurt. So when they closed the door, I helped them. I put a chair up to it to make sure it wouldn't open no more. And I walked away to do what? To mind my business. Because at the close of every day and the start, whatever decision they made had no direct impact on me. And my loyalty to them blinded me to this. I love them, but it came a point when they needed to learn to love themselves. It came a point when whatever decision they had made or was going to make, they no longer needed me there to be a part of it in any capacity. And if I didn't get that message, if I would have fought to keep my position in their life, we would have never been at this day reconciling our friendship. But I had to know when to get on and when to get off. I had to learn where my line of demarcation is in their life, in their decisions. And I had to learn that sometimes in a person's life, God will give you a sign when your assignment has changed. Maybe in the first few years, I was supposed to be that ear. But there came a point when God says, okay, you get off here. And he used that moment for me to get that understanding. And that's something we all have, that's a place we all have to get to. You have to get to a place where you say, you know what, I have done all I can do. And God, I truly believe you are showing me now it's time for me to go. It's time for me to allow them to grow. Allow you to reassign or assign somebody else to them. And then let me go to a place where it's time for me to invest in the things that I need to invest in. It's called growth. And some people grow at various rates, at various levels. But it's important that I had to learn, just like you have to learn. We got to mind our own business and stop getting so involved in other people's stuff. No matter how much they try to suck you in, you got to be able to say, yo, you're going to have to take these reins. You and God going to have to walk this one out. I'm out. We have to understand that as we go throughout life, friendships, as we go throughout business connections, business relationships, there comes a point when the assignment is just over. There comes a point, no matter how much you may love somebody, care about somebody, invested in somebody, whether monetarily, time-wise, or whatever, when it comes a point where you have to say, I've done all I can do, it's time for me to move on. You got this from now on. Especially, oh my goodness, especially if it's with somebody that is not teachable. That is a pet peeve of mine. It really is. If I can't teach you anything, then what are we doing? If you can't learn from me, then what are we doing? If I can't learn from you or be taught by you, what are we doing? We're going to end up driving each other crazy. So that's one of those prerequisites Kim personally has with other people. Are you teachable? Or do you know everything? Are you a know-it-all? Because if you a know-it-all, that means there's no space for me to help you, and I'm out. We have to understand that as we grow and as we get older and as our businesses expand, we have to know where our exits are, where our detours are, and we have to know which direction we're supposed to be going in. A few months ago, I received an inbox message from someone, and they sent me a clip of someone else's video ranting about what's happening in the business realm. And because I'm in business, I was like, let me see what this is about. So I clicked on the little link and I was watching. I kind of got in the middle of it, whatever they were talking about. And I realized that the individual was highly upset. And for the life of me, I was like, why are they so mad? What's going on? So I had to go back and catch the replay from the beginning so that I could get a full picture as to what was going on. Come to find out, the whole thing was all surrounded by one person chose to do one thing in their business. And a lot of people were choosing to do the same thing in their business, except for this small handful of people, including the person whose video I was watching. And there seemed to be this stick, this battle between the two. Those that wanted to add this in their business and those that didn't. And I sat back and I said, God, I said, what is it that we all can learn from this? And I realized that that person's business and the other person's business although they may be in the same industry technically, business decisions are different in both cases. What may work for one person's business may not be conducive to yours. And as a business owner, it's important you sit yourself down and decide what is going to work best for you. If it's not going to work for you, then don't invest your time in even thinking about it. It's not of your concern. If somebody else has that type of funding, has that type of time to go and invest in another realm in their business, so be it. It is not of your concern. Same thing on the flip side. If you've decided to follow the crowd and invest in whatever in your business you want to invest in, and the other person or other people on the other side decide they're not going to do it, it's not your concern. You have to mind your own business and leave others alone. What person A does in their business is no concern to person B. And whatever person B does in their business is of no concern to person A. Yes, you guys could be thick as thieves. You could be down like 4 flat tires. But if that person decides they want to pivot, then let them pivot. That is not your calling. That is not your assignment. If you can't do it and you don't want to do it, that's your business. If they can do it and want to do it and decide to go do it, that's their business. It is of no concern of yours. You're wasting your time arguing back and forth with people that are not putting money in your pocket, food in your belly, putting your kids through college, making your marriage and your relationships happy. You're wasting your time trying to be so concerned with what somebody else is deciding to do in their business. That is not your lane. Let me take me for an example. I had to sit myself down and say, Kim, what industry is it that you want to enter into? I looked at everything that I have. I looked at the things that made me happy. I looked at my calling. I looked at everything. And I made a clear decision. I'm going to do this, this, and this. That's what I'm going to do. Now, mind you, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the apparel industry. There are a lot of levels to the apparel industry. There are a lot of things, seem like every month somebody's developing something. I decided, glasses get on my nerves. I decided that despite the fact that everybody else was doing all these other things, this is where I was going to be, just like this, tunnel vision. I see it. I'm knowledgeable of it. I'm educated on it. I get it. But that is not where Kim is assigned to be. Now, what would I look like getting wrapped up in what everybody else is doing? And I'm over there depleting my own funds, trying to keep up with the Joneses. And when it's time for me to do what I'm supposed to be doing, I don't have the funding to do it because I done spent all my money over here trying to follow other folks. That's crazy. That's insane. That's a bad business move and a very bad business decision as a CEO. But how would I look? Because I don't want to take that step. How would I look getting upset at my neighbor who's decided that she's going to go do it? What do I look like? I'm going to look completely crazy in this industry because now I'm on here mad, throwing salt, throwing hate, throwing shade at all these people that's doing all these different things. Instead of sitting over here in my lane saying, you know what? Congratulations. Do your thing, boo. Do you, boo-boo. Do you. Because I'm going to do me. That seems cool. Real cool. Love the way it looks. Love what you can do with it. But I'm going to stay over here in my lane. I'm going to perfect this over here. I'm not going to worry about what you're doing over there. But I'm going to stay right here in my lane. And when it's time for me, if ever, to enter into another realm of this thing, I will. But the timing will be right then. Time is not right now. Timing may be right for you. You may have the space to do that. You may have the financial gains to do that. Right now, I don't want to invest in that. Yeah, it looks cool, but I'm not getting sucked into it. I know my lane. I know my capacity. And with that, that's going to be too much time and too much work and effort. I don't want to invest into that. So we got to stop getting so upset in business. And I don't care what industry you're in. We have to stop getting so upset in business and because we see what other people are doing. That's not my lane. That's not your lane. That's not your job. If somebody wants to go out here and release 50,000 courses, that's not your business. That's not your lane. If it's something you are seriously interested in doing, then do yourself a favor. Pull them to the side. Maybe they do a 20-minute free consultation or something. Pull them to the side. Have a conversation just for information. If you like what you hear, take their course. And if you realize it's not for you, it's okay. Do something else. You're not glued to that thing. Maybe that's not for you. But throwing shade at the ones that want to do it, that's childish. Grow up. You have too many talents, too many skills to be sitting here worried about what other people are doing. You have a better chance of standing up and launching something on your own and watching that thing soar among the stars than sitting here being angry at what other people are saying about you or doing. You don't have that kind of time. You're wasting energy. You're wasting, in certain cases, money trying to keep up with people that's doing things, and those people don't even care whether you live or die. But you're over there about to kill yourself trying to keep up with what they're doing. You're over there about to kill yourself worrying about what somebody else is going to think about the decisions you make in your life. That's insane. What are you going to be able to tell your kids when they come and ask you, Mom, Dad, I want to go to college and I have the grades and I have this scholarship, but there's a few $1,000s that my scholarship's not going to cover. I need your help. I got accepted into Duke University. I got accepted into Harvard, Yale, Princeton. But you sitting here wasted years fussing and arguing and getting upset and not applying your energy and the stuff you needed to do to make sure your kid would have. And then when that kid comes to you and they need those things, you can't even provide for it. What's your excuse? When they can look back on social media, on any kind of technology, and they could look back and say, Mom, Dad, you spent years arguing with such and such about this, when you could have been taking that same energy, developing something, creating something that could have made all our lives better. But you wasted all that time doing stuff that's not putting money in the bank, food on the table, car in the driveway. You wasted all of that time for nothing. And now your legacy is looking back at you like, yo, what's up? Mom, Dad, seriously? You know I start school every year. I don't even have a good pair of shoes? Really? Not even a good pair of jeans? But you had all this time to sit up here and mind somebody else's business? Mom, Dad, come on. I expected more from you. You're supposed to be my role model. You're supposed to be the one I'm supposed to look up to. But instead of paying attention to the things in my life and in your life, which should have been me, that you should have been focused on, you were too busy worrying about what they're doing over there. So does it really concern you what whoever is doing over here? Is that really a major concern from you? Is that impacting you positively? Because in a lot of cases, when you mind other people's business, it impacts you negatively. Let me tell you how I know. That same story that I just shared about the person who told me to mind my business, I became so involved as to what was happening with them. It started to cause me to have arguments with my own husband. We were sitting there arguing over the stupidest stuff because I became so involved in what they were doing in their life that I started to tell my husband, like he's my girlfriend, what was going on. And he started to get irritated with me because I kept talking about it. So then we sitting there having an argument about stuff that wasn't even of my concern. I became too invested. So we all have to understand the importance behind minding your business. It's not that you're being rude at all. It's just the fact that you realize I have some things at stake. I have some things that I could be risking sitting here worrying about things that are not of my concern. I'm over here meddling in other people's stuff, and I shouldn't be. I'm over here worried about what somebody else is doing in their business. Hey, big boy. Hi, Marcella. Hi, Taryn. Hi, Shayna. Hi, Asia. I'm over here meddling in someone else's business, and I'm neglecting my own. What is the purpose of me sitting here worried about what you're doing, getting upset about it? How is that benefiting me? How is that benefiting you? Let me tell you something. In a lot of cases, instead of worrying about whatever somebody else is doing, if it's something that you really want to do, maybe not now, maybe in the future, but it's something you really want to do, let me give you some advice. Instead of wasting your energy hating on them, throwing salt in the game, down talking whatever it is they're doing, instead of you doing that, how about you educate yourself so that maybe whenever you're ready, whenever God opens up that door for you to walk through, how about you educate yourself? Put that energy in self-education, read a book, go on YouTube and get that YouTube education on whatever it is you're thinking about doing. If you're thinking about expanding your business, watch a few videos. If you know you don't know how to run a business, watch a few videos, grab a book. There's plenty of them out there. Because that's a better investment for you, education that is, than over here arguing with somebody else about the business or life decisions they make. It's better for you to take the time and be honest with yourself and say, you know what? I can do better for me and my family than I'm doing. Instead of me sitting here, getting out of my lane and getting in their lane and concerning myself with whatever it is they're doing, let me take that same amount of energy and invest it into my household. Let me take that same amount of energy, and if I know I'm a little overweight, let me go and exercise. Instead of me, coming up here arguing with somebody over the decision that they've made. That's not my problem. That's not my issue. That is not of my concern. I know that the doctor has told me that I need to get in shape for my own health benefits. So how would I do that? How about I focus my attention on that? If I know that they are doing something that I don't like, let's go there. Somebody else is doing something, whether in their life or in their business, that you don't like. Mind your business. Because it's not their problem whether you like them or not, or whether you like what they're doing or not. That's your problem. You need to go work on that. I can hear some pastors saying, you need deliverance. But you don't need to be continually focusing your attention on what they're doing. Because like I asked the person at the very beginning of today's live stream, is it impacting your money? Is what they are doing impacting you directly? Is it causing you to miss a meal? Is it causing you to not be able to pay your bills? No? Then it shouldn't concern you. If whatever she or he is doing is not directly impacting what it is you're doing, shouldn't even worry you. Pray about it, move on. But getting angry and doing these secret phone calls and underhanded business deals to try to take them out because you don't like what they're doing, or you think what they're doing is stupid or unintelligent or whatever, that's not your concern. Invest that time and energy in something more positive. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your children. You owe it to your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren and the legacies to follow. You owe it to them to do better today. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. You shouldn't even be concerned about any matter that is not of a benefit to you. You have to know. You have to make a decision. I am no longer going to invest my time, money, effort, energy, blood, sweat, tears into what other people are doing, especially if God has not told me that is my assignment, that is my lane. Because I'm sure every one of us got something right now that we need to be minding, whether it's how to do better at our finances, whether it's get our bodies back in a good shape so that we can get off these medications, whether it's let me go clean out my car. Maybe your car needs to have a good wash and you haven't cleaned the inside or the outside in a very long time. Maybe you need to focus that energy there. Maybe you sit there and got a whole laundry room full of laundry. You know good and well it's quite a few loads in there that needs to be done. Put your attention over there. That's your business. You know good and well your kids' clothes are getting too small. Go get your children some clothes that fit them. You know good and well your clothes too small. You know good and well you still carrying that corona weight and you need to go and get another size. Or better yet, go get some gym equipment, go to the gym, run around your block. I don't care what you have to do, but you know there's some things in your personal life you need to get in order. That should be your focus. But what the people up the street are doing, that's not my concern. What the people down the street are doing, that's not my concern. What the people outside of my household are doing, that is not my concern. I have learned throughout the years, especially after that conversation I told you guys about earlier, the importance of minding my own business. That's it. Mind your own business and leave other people's business alone. Because if you do not, you will run into a time when that door you run your happy self over there into, and you're going to get met with a fistful of knuckles, brass knuckles in certain cases, because there are some people that are quite intolerant of people all up in their business. Get all up in your own business, because I'm pretty sure we all have something that we need to get back in order, that we have neglected, paying too much attention to what somebody else is doing, what somebody else is saying, who somebody else is with, who they doing it with, what they doing, how long they've been doing. That's too much time. That's too much of your concern. Whatever industry you are in, whether you're in a direct sales industry and you have other people in that industry, and let's say you sell makeup, they sell makeup because y'all are in the same company. If they sold 100 and you only were able to sell 20, don't get so bent out of shape because they sold more than you. If you're on social media, and since this is on YouTube, and you're trying to grow a channel, and somebody else is trying to grow a channel, and let's say their channel has taken off faster than yours, congratulate them. But getting so invested and getting start huffing and puffing and getting upset because their channel is doing better than yours, it's a waste of time. That's not your concern. Figure out what you can do to make yours go faster. Figure out whatever your magic matrix is in order to get you to get to that point and goal that you set for yourself. But congratulate other people. That's going to be your reward. When you stop, yes, Denise, it drains your self-energy. I'm telling you, I was so drained after that conversation and situation. And it's telling you, as soon as they told me to mind my business, it was like, oh, I was like, yes, thank you. Click. Like I helped them lock the door. Thank you. I'm out. I can go now and concentrate on the things that Kim needs to concentrate on. They didn't call me. I didn't call them. We didn't talk. They went their way. I went my way. And eventually we made ourselves back around, but it was a great feeling to know that it is okay not to be so invested in what somebody else is doing, even if they try to pull you in. Know your own line of demarcation. Know when to either leave the conversation, if it's a face-to-face, if it's over the phone, if it's, through text message. Know when it's time for you to protect your peace. Thank you, Lord. Know when it's time for you to say, you know what, this is truly disturbing my peace, and I want my peace back. What you're doing is disturbing my peace. If somebody is upsetting you because they've decided to do something in their business or in their life, and you've decided to do something else, that's a problem. Because the more you focus on what somebody else is doing, you're putting your very mental peace at stake. I know people right now that stay up all night because they're upset because of a decision somebody else has made. No. Get your peace back. Stay out of it. Know when to walk away. But sitting there getting yourself all upset, your blood pressure's up, some of y'all develop medical issues, all because you don't know how to let stuff go or walk away. It's okay. Trust me, it is okay to agree to disagree. It is okay. But protect your peace. Your business will grow a lot faster if you just learn to do that one thing. Stop getting involved in other people's business. You have a lot of free time then to focus on what you need to focus on. But staying up all night and being invested in places and areas with people that truly don't care if you live or die, protect your peace. But getting upset, that's childish. Just let it go. We're all adults. We all have enough sense, I pray, to know that somebody else's decision does not have the authority to impact what you do, how you do it, who you do it with. The only person that should have any kind of say-so in anything that you do should be your spouse and God and anybody that's taking care of you, whether it's a parent, a grandparent, a cousin, because they're providing for you for your necessities. So they have a right. But if they're not paying a bill, any bill, if they're not taking care of your kids, they're not taking care of you, if they're not doing anything that impacts you directly, they don't have a say-so. That's between you and God. So we have to stop giving people an open door policy into our business. You have to be very careful about who you go to talk about your business. Because if you don't, your business will become everybody's business if you go to the wrong person. But it's very important that myself, you, and you mind our own business. Because let's say if Denise decides that Denise wants to go and buy a brand new car, and I decide I want to go and take that same amount of money and invest it in my business, I can't get mad because Denise decided that she wants to go take her thousands of dollars and buy herself a car and not invest in her business. She can't get mad because I decided not to buy myself a new car and invest in my business. We have two different sets of accounts. We have two different lives. We have two different views on responsibility. How do I know that Denise needs a car more than she needs to invest in her business? Do you understand what I'm saying? So I can't sit here and put or project my thinking on her. I can't come here and project my wants and desires on her and expectations on her. I don't know her story. I don't know her life. I don't know her like that. I don't walk 1 second in her shoes. So who am I to sit here and try to tell her what she should and should not be doing with her own money? It's not my job. That's her money. That's her business. I need to stay out of it and pay attention to mine. Hey, Coffee Power, home. Hey, good to see you. It's not my job. It is not my job to tell her what she should and should not do. My job is to mind my own business and stop worrying about what she does. Now, if she comes to me and she says, Kim, I got $30,000. What do you think I should do with it? And I say, well, let's sit down and let's see what bills you have out there. Let's put these things in an order of priority. What is it that you really need to do right now? That's what my job is. But my job is not to go to her and say, girl, you got the money. You shouldn't have bought that car. That's not my job. That's getting out of my lane. Like those runners I told y'all about earlier. When runners line up, they line up in lanes. And they got 2 things that they need to focus on: staying in their lane and finishing the race. It is not their job to worry about what the people to their left or to their right are doing. Not at all. It's their job to pay attention to their lane and make sure they stay in it as they're going across or down the field. That's it. But when you start to worry and concern yourself about what other people are doing, that's when you trip and fall. That's when you end up getting a Charlie horse in the back of your leg. That's when you realize maybe you should have took a few extra minutes to stretch versus over there worrying about what somebody else is doing. Now you over there with a cramp that you shouldn't even have had you did your stretching and paid attention to your own lane and your own business like you should have been. But you were so concerned about what somebody else was doing. My shoes, trust. Exactly, Denise. You don't want her shoes, and you definitely don't want mine. You don't want to walk a day in my shoes. Like that comedian, I think his name is David Arnold, says, this is not for the weak. These shoes over here, this is not for the weak. Over here, you got to be able to dribble a basketball and dunk it in a pair of 6-inch heels. And then you got to be able to walk up that big old mountain, Mount Everest, in those same heels with no coat on. And y'all know Mount Everest is cold. People have died trying to get up that mountain. You don't want to walk over here. Because you think you can come over here and do better, you will probably won't even last a day. And me thinking I can go in your life and walk in your shoes and do better, I'll probably die that day. It's not worth it. It is not worth your time being so invested in what somebody else is doing that you risk your own life and your own business because you're just too nosy. You're just too invested. It's not worth the time. So if you don't remember anything else I have said, remember this. Put that same amount of energy, time, effort, money into minding your own business, building your own business, staying in your own lane. Take that, all that energy and all that time and effort and pour it into you. Pour it into yourself. That way, the next time a family member, a spouse comes to you and says, listen, I need this and I need this. The next time you go to your bank account because something in your household has broken, you have that funding there because you took the time and you went and built your business in a way that you get residual income. You don't have to worry about it because you didn't sit there and waste time not setting up your business in the right way, but you did waste time minding somebody else's business. And now that washing machine that you need to replace, you don't have the funding for it. That car that is on its last leg, you don't have the funding for it. And now you got to go get a loan with this high APR. You don't want that. Take the time now. Invest in you. Invest in your future. If you have children, put that time and energy into them. If you have parents that you know are getting up there in age and it looks like their health is failing, and you know that you're going to be their only dependable caregiver, put your time and effort into that. If you know that you have a business, and you know, here we are in September now, we got a few more months in this year before we got to get ready for taxes. And you know, when you look at your books, or you think in your mind, if you don't keep books, Lord help you, and you know you are at a deficit, you need to mind your business. Because you should not be showing up at a tax office this year or next year for this year, and your books are not in order. Let me tell you why. Because you've taken the time now to mind your business and get your books in order and not be so concerned about what everybody else in your chosen industry are doing or not doing. Whenever you take enough time to invest in yourself and your business, you honestly, I'm telling you this from personal experience, you honestly don't have time for anybody else's business. Because my life is so full of so many things that takes my time and my energy and my effort, I don't have time for nothing else. So if I have time to mind and meddle in your business, that means something in my life is being neglected. That's a problem. Because what I do and what I don't do just don't impact me. I have children and I have a husband. I have a whole household that needs me to be in my correct position, in direct alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing in this season. And if I decide I'm going to go step over here in your lane, that means something in my life is being neglected. And I can't afford that. And neither can you. So stop worrying about what somebody else is doing in their life or in their business. I told you this is twofold. We're talking about life and we're talking about your actual business. Stop neglecting those things. Because when you do, it's going to backfire. And it's going to be like a firecracker in your hand. And it's going to blow up in your face. And you could lose more than you should. Oh, God bless you, Shayna. Because it's something that we all need to be aware of. It literally gets on my nerves when I see grown people arguing about what's the right and the wrong way to do anything in business, whether it's keeping track of your funding, whether it's in the apparel industry. There's this big argument about the different ways to do a t-shirt. It's a t-shirt. Do it however you want to. Do it however that client expects it to. As long as it's going to last more than a day, do that. As long as it's not going to make you have a chargeback. And a chargeback is when somebody pays you for something and it breaks or tears up and they want their money back. That means you got it and then you got to give it back. You don't want that. Do whatever in your business that's going to make your customers happy. That's going to keep the money coming in your pocket. And I guarantee you that minding somebody else's business is not putting money in your pocket. It's probably making you look real silly right now, especially if you're using social media as a means to throw dirt, rocks, sand, houses, buildings, mountains at another person. If you're not going to edify another person, then leave it alone. They are not your business. They are not of your concern. It's not. It's not of your concern. He said, what refund? If you don't give a refund, we're in a social media age. You keep the money, your stuff breaks apart. People got these things called, we call them Twitter fingers. People got these things called Yelp fingers. People got these things called Google fingers. And all they got to do is put enough bad reviews out there to shut a person's business down. So you may keep the money. Because I've had somebody do some bad business for me and I asked for my refund. Until this day, I still haven't got my refund. They did some janky mess. And I asked for a refund because they fell through on their end. And they gave me every excuse known to man as to why they could give me back my money. So you know what I did? I left a bad review. So I keep the money. But every time I hear somebody mention your name, I got a story to tell. So you have to make a decision. Either you're going to do things the right way by minding your own business, making sure that you don't have to worry about a refund because your stuff is stellar from the time you open up that heat press, you put that thing in that bag and you send it off, it's good to go. But if you know you did some janky mess, go and prepare yourself for a bad review and a refund. Because it doesn't matter how many times, it doesn't matter how many times you tell people what to do with whatever product you have sold to them. 9 times out of 10, they're going to do what they want to do. And then when things go wrong, they're going to come back to you and have something negative to say. You have to be prepared for that. But as a business owner, if you're not taking the time now to mind your business and make sure you have a foolproof way how to handle those types of situations, you're going to lose. And I don't know about y'all, but I didn't start a business to lose. I didn't start anything I start and I do to lose. Like, that is not my end goal. My end goal is not to lose money, not to lose my reputation, not to lose customers. I need all that. And I'm able to do that and set myself up for success by minding my own business. I make sure everything that I need to have as a business owner is in place. Even things I know I won't need to way down the line, I still make sure I have that in my Rolodex. That when I'm ready to pull that card, I need to make that phone call, it's there. But I would never be able to do that if I sat there and continue to say, I wonder what Shayna's doing. Man, coffee powered home. You know what Shayna's doing? You know, I hadn't seen her in a while. You know what she's doing? Well, you know, I heard she doing this, and now we're gossiping. And now we're wasting all this time talking about Shayna. When I could have taken that 5, 10, 15, 30, 45, 2-hour conversation with somebody talking about Shayna. I could have sat there and taken that time, created something. Or like your dig always says, make something. That's what I could have did with my time. But sitting there, worrying about how she do it, what she doing, who she doing it with, how she doing it, and I'm sitting there making a video saying I can do it better. That's ridiculous. That's a waste of my time. I'd rather do something else. I'd rather go make my own 2-scoop chocolate sundae than to sit up here and worry or concern myself about what another business owner is doing. The only time I will concern myself with what somebody else is doing is when I'm doing a SWOT analysis on my own business. Because if they're in the same industry, they are a part of that analysis. I need to make sure I understand what's going on in the industry so that I am aware. That way, if I get a customer that says, hey, Kim, I want this shirt, I want this design, and I want it in a method called DTG or DTF, and I could instantly tell them, say, oh, wait a minute, that's out of my range. I don't do that. But, hello, I'm not going to leave you hanging. I know somebody that does. Let me call up so-and-so and so. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you 2. If you don't like one, I'm going to give you a backup. And if that don't work out, come back and see me. This is what I do. But I'm not concerned with what Mike does. Mike loves vinyl. Mike Tees loves vinyl. We all know this. If you're in the industry, you follow him on YouTube. If you don't, go to Mike Tees, MIKE space TEES. Go to Mike Tees. He is a genius when it comes to layering vinyl. If you know that you don't have DTG, DTF, and you can't do sublimation, all you have is vinyl, he's the man for the job. He will show you and teach you how to put that thing together where you ain't even got to worry about it. But how would I look? And I go, but Mike. And I say, I'm not telling anybody about Mike. I'm going to figure it out, and they're going to learn from me. That's ridiculous. That's not what I'm here for. If I can't do something, I will pass the book. I have made so many behind the scene and face-to-face referral to other people when somebody asks for something that I know is not my level of expertise because my reputation is worth more than that. Why would I put something out there or put something together and I know good and well it is not at my best when I know somebody that can do it better than me? I will either let them know or sometimes to tell the person, Just go. Tell them Kim sent you if you want to. Just here. They can do it for you. People sit there and look at me and say, oh my God, how would you do that? That's giving up money. That's crazy. No, that's smart. Because I'm protecting me and mine. I don't mind passing the book. That's why I love the apparel industry, because there's so many people that do so many different things. So if I know I don't do DTG or DTF, I can pass it to somebody else. I don't have a problem with that. But me hating on them because when I look at their videos and in the background, they have all these printers, and in the background, they have all these embroidery machines, and they have all this vinyl, and they have this and they have that. That's a waste of my time. Instead of me throwing salt at them and throwing hate in the game for them, I'm edifying them. Look, I'm telling you now, Marcella, I'm going to send you to Marcella. Because Marcella is good at certain things. I'm going to send you over there. And if I sit there and I say, oh my goodness, yeah, let me look at Shayna. Shayna's good at embroidery. I'm going to send you to Shayna. Shayna, I'm sending somebody your way. I don't do embroidery. To help them out. That's what I do. Taryn, somebody needs something. I know you're skilled in that. I can't do it. Here, I'm sending some business your way. And if Taryn can't do it, Taryn say, girl, that's beyond me. I'm going to send them to somebody else, because she has her own Rolodex of people. That's what we do. That's what we're supposed to do. If I know I can't do something, I'm like, hey, look, you need DTF? Big boy. I'm going to send you the big boy. You want a printer? I'm going to send you the big boy. He'll get you straight. That's not my area. But I'm not going to be hating on Big Boy because Big Boy has all these printers and he does DTG and I don't. That's ridiculous. That's a waste of my time. Pass the buck. Pay it forward. How about that? But that's what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to sit here because I want to keep the money to myself. I'm going to sit here and stress myself out and try to do something that I know I don't know how to do, all for a book that's probably going to end up being returned when the stuff falls apart in the first place. Not doing it. I'm not doing that. So I want to encourage everybody from this day forward, make a vow to yourself. I am going to mind my business. I am not going to get involved in what other people are doing in their lives or their business if it does not directly impact me. Not going to do it. I have kids to take care of. I have a spouse to take care of. I have a house to take care of. I have bills to take care of. I have other things in my life that deserves that amount of attention, and they are not it. Be clear with yourself. It's not it. So I want to take time now. Anything anybody wants to say? Thank you, Taryn, for being here. Hold on, Taryn, since now we're talking to you. How you feeling? First of all, I pray you're feeling better. Because you know what's coming next, right? You know what's coming next? Where's your video? Where's the video? Thank you, Marcella, always being here, my ride or die. Listen, if you're on YouTube, and if you're not, if you're catching this on Facebook, go to YouTube. And I want you to look up this person right here. That name right there, Marcella's Way. Go to that channel. Subscribe to that channel. Watch her videos. Educate yourself. Do you hear me? We have to support each other. If you haven't already subscribed to her channel, do so. Leave her a comment on any video that you think is an inspiration to you. But don't just stop there. Go to Mike T's. Go to his channel. Do the same thing. We all have goals here. Help be a part of them achieving that goal. Taryn, even though Taryn ain't made no videos in a while, but wherever Taryn is, make sure you support Taryn. I don't know why I'm so hard on Taryn lately. I guess Taryn God must have something for you to do because he just keeps showing me your name. So make sure you guys go and support Taryn in whatever she's doing. Coffee Powered Home. She's on YouTube. Go subscribe to her YouTube channel. Go like and comment on her videos because she's supporting me and I want you to go and support her. We all deserve that. She has some great stuff on there. Some hilarious stuff too. So make sure you go and support her. Denise, if you see her anywhere, support her. because she also deserves love, appreciation, and support, just like the rest of us. So if you see her anywhere, anything she's doing, if it inspires you or touches you in any way, support her. And if she doesn't have a YouTube channel or anything like that, if you feel so kind and God puts it upon your heart, to any of these people whose names I have shown you, or anybody that leaves a comment or review on this video or any video of mine, if God touches you, inbox them and ask them for their Cash App, PayPal. Go buy a shirt, socks, mug, something. Shayna, same thing. Let me bring up Shayna's thing here so you can see her name. Come on, thing. Where you go? Where you go, Shayna? Shayna Krause. If you see her on YouTube, subscribe to her channel. If you're into embroidery, you're curious about it, anything that she is showing you there, make sure you hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe to her channel. Not only that, but make sure you keep Shayna in your prayers, because her, and I believe her husband as well, are active duty military. And if you watched any ounce of news, you will know that our military is in a battle right now. So make sure you cover her in prayer and her family during this time. She's safely right now in the States, but wherever she is, you never know how things change with the military. Trust me, I know. Show her your love and support. All right? Everybody, I want you to understand this. Your business is important. And the number one person it needs to be important to is you. Invest in you. Invest in other people whenever you are able to. Because let me tell you from personal experience, you never know who you might need and in what season of your life you may need them. So while the blood is still running warm in your veins, let's go at the old deacon. While you still have breath in your body, take the time now and give somebody their flowers while they are still living and you are able to give them those flowers. Even if it's no more than a like, a share, a comment, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. If it's no more than that, if you say, look, I can't support you financially, but I can do this, then do that. That means a lot. You are helping everyone on YouTube get closer to their YouTube goal when you hit that subscribe button and when you share out things that you know is going to make a difference in the lives of other people, as well as help make a difference in their business. That's the least you can do. Because I'm going to tell you from personal experience, every video that a person makes takes time, takes planning, takes energy, takes effort. Show your appreciation for that time they are taking to make an educational free video for you, not charging you a single thing. It's not going to hurt you one bit by liking, comment, and subscribe to their channel and telling someone else about it. So I encourage you to do that here. If this video or any video I have ever done on my channel, and I'm getting so close to 300 videos, that is crazy. If I have done anything at any point since you have known of me, I invite you to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any videos that I will be releasing. And right now I'm trying to do 2 a week. I will be back again tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be live or recorded yet. Depends on how my mood goes and how my day goes. But I will have another video released tomorrow. If you don't want to miss it, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, The Educated Natural, on YouTube. If we're not connected on Instagram, I'm going to be releasing some stuff on Instagram, so I'm getting back on Instagram. Go to the Educated Natural there. Twitter, same thing, except the difference is the EDU Natural because I didn't have enough letters. Wherever I am, here on Facebook, my business page is Sewn on Purpose. Connect with me there. If you want a more personal connection and you're not crazy, you can look me up on Facebook. Just look for Kimberly Collins, The Educated Natural. I'm there. I would love to connect with you. I would love to help you grow in your business. If you need custom apparel, you can look to me. you can look to various people that I have put up on the screen, from Mike T's to Marcella's Way to who has the shirts? A Big Boy, to all of those individuals. Look them up on YouTube, and we will be more than excited to help you express yourself on clothing, on various apparel, on socks, shoes, all sorts of things. We are creative enough to help you get to your next level and your level of creativity. That is what we are here for. I thank you guys for hitting. Thank you, Mike. I thank you guys for hitting that like button. I thank you guys for giving that thumbs up, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. I thank you. Thank you to everyone on Facebook. God bless you. Thank you, Yvonne, for being here. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the kind words since my last video. Wow. So far, since I have been back on YouTube, that has been my quickest growing video since I've been back. Now, of course, years ago, I've had thousands of views, but this one really was like, whoa, so this is what you guys missed from me? Can't believe it. So I'm happy to be back. I thank you in advance to all of those that's watching me here live. Thank you for being here. You could have been anywhere else. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for everything, because you guys could have been doing a whole lot more stuff, but you decided to spend the last hour and 21 plus minutes here with me, and I am grateful for that. For those of you that's going to catch the replay, still leave your comment, subscribe, like, all those things, hit the notification bell. Trust me, the stuff that we have coming up for you is going to knock your socks off. The collaborations we have coming up for you, trust me, if you are in business, you want to make sure you do not miss the upcoming Sown and Rooted podcast/radio episodes that are coming up. I have some of the greatest minds in various industries that you do not want to miss out on. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like and comment, because trust me, you don't want to miss this, especially if you're in business. I'm bringing some people, from business tax people to business starting people. I'm telling you, I can't even let the cat out the bag, the stuff that's coming your way. We're doing something different this time around, and we're doing it bigger and better than before. So I thank God for each and every one of you. Until the next, thank you so much, Marcella. God bless you. Give my little Mario a big hug for me. You make me want to have a boy. Psych, I ain't having no more kids. But thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for being here. This is small business. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. She said, this is small business church. See, I be trying, y'all, I be trying so hard not to be preachy. But I guess it's just in me. My daughter says the same thing. I was like, Mom, you always go there. I try to have just a regular conversation. Every time I sit down at this computer to do a video, I'm like, we're going to have a regular conversation. And every time I say that, it always is taken over by the Holy Spirit. He always shows up. So now I'm learning just to roll with it. Get it out there, get the information out there, so that God's people can get on the straight and narrow way, so that we can focus our attention on the places we need to focus on and reclaim our time. Okay? Stop wasting time with other stuff. Get ourselves together. And if you see a brother or sister that's not together, if God says it's okay, go get them together. Because that's what I'm here for. That's why I'm back. That's why my moments of hiatus are over. I am back where God has assigned me to be. And I'm just happy to be here. I thank y'all for the support. You guys just don't know. This means a lot. We just need the choir in the back. All right, Marcella, get tuned up back there. Let me hear you singing. Come on, Marcella and Shayna. Mike got the tenor on lock back there. So, yes, you absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Mike. Absolutely. We only can go up from here. We've had enough setbacks, enough hiccups. It's only up from here. For you, for your business, Mike, for everything that you have gone through, the amount of support that you pour out into the group on Facebook. For those of you that may not be familiar with what I'm talking about, There's a group on Facebook. It's called #TheSquad. Look it up. I'm telling you, if you are in the apparel industry in any capacity, that is the group you want to be a part of. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm not just saying this because Mike's here. Because Mike and Seek are 12 Gone Apparel. Make sure if you're on YouTube, you go to 12 Gone Apparel. Subscribe to that channel as well. Those two have collectively put us all in this group together so that we can learn from one another. No hate. We're learning. People will put their designs in there to show off their creativity. It inspires me. I know it inspires other people. Just right at that moment, it seems when I'm thinking, man, I can't think of anything else to design. Somebody will put something like, oh, that's a good idea. And it brightens up that fog you have in your head to be able to keep going. So it's great. And Mike, I just want to thank you personally, and I've thanked you before, but I want to thank you personally here on my side for everything that you and Seek have done in that group, putting us all together, supporting us, giving us words of wisdom. Everybody in there helps each other out. And that's one thing about a Facebook group or any group in general, I personally love, because there are some groups that do not function that way. So when you find one that does, where there is no hate, no animosity, everybody's doing what they are skilled to do and don't mind helping you, you've created something amazing on your hands. And I just want to thank you. It's okay, Coffee Powered Home. We all hit the red sometimes. We all get to that place where we're thinking to ourselves, what's next? What else is there to do? So I understand catching those red lights where you're sitting there thinking, Lord, help. Like literally, like help. Somebody help me. I'm out of ideas. But inside of your vessel are seeds. And I tell this to my clients when they say that. They don't know which way to go. They don't know which direction to take. I always tell them inside of each and every one of us are seeds, just like an apple. And if you've ever cut into an apple, you know that those seeds are in there. And every one of those seeds represents an apple tree. Not just one apple, a whole tree can grow from that one seed. So that means when you get to a place when you don't know what to do, you are completely clueless, you think you are out of ideas, dig deep. Inside of your core are seeds that are dormant. Seeds are things that you haven't even tapped into yet, waiting for you to discover it, for you to uncover it, for you to bring it from the inside of you out before the world. So dig deep. Whenever you think you're done, whenever you think you're out of ideas, there are some seeds in you that are just waiting for you to cut into and expose them and plant them into the right environment. If you have exhausted all of your ideas in one area, that's a good time to go and expand just a little bit into something else. When I thought that I couldn't find shirts for sublimation, I said, that's time for me to pivot. What else can I use sublimation for? And that opened up a whole other door that I hadn't even thought about. And so not only am I able to do shirts, I'm able to do other things. And you keep going from there. You keep going and you keep going and you keep going. And as long as you're remaining in your creative space, you will never run out of ideas. You just have to know where they are. They're deep. So dig deep. They're in you. They're in you. You just have to find them. Don't give up. Keep pushing. You got this. Okay? So I hope that helped you, because trust me, I've been there and I've had to dig deep. I've had to pivot. I've had to sometimes spin around in this chair, keep going around in circles until maybe I jarred something loose up here to finally make me think clearly. Got to do what you got to do. But what you don't do is quit. What you don't do is stop. You keep pushing. We're too creative not to. And if you need a little help, there's a lot of people in the squad there to help you, to give you some ideas. Got it? I pray that helped you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Woo, almost an hour and a half. We got to go. We got to roll up out of here. Y'all got things to do. You got businesses to mind, literally. So make sure, guys, this weekend, those of you that are on YouTube, Those of you that's catching me on Facebook, we invite you to check out Squad Talks on Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern. So if you're on YouTube, subscribe to either Mike T's channel or 12 Gone Apparel's channel so that you can see which guests they're going to be interviewing and what golden nuggets of knowledge they're going to be leaving on each and every one of us. So don't say nobody didn't tell you. Go to one of their channels, go to both of their channels and subscribe. I mean that. Go to both of their channels and subscribe. But on Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, make sure you tune in because I guarantee you it's going to be something in those discussions that's going to help you grow personally and professionally. All right, I wanted to put that out there. If you're looking for me, like I said, you can connect with me on all social media under the name The Educated Natural. Also, Sown and Rooted is live every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern. If you love podcasts, if you love radio shows, you love being on iHeart, Apple, Google, and everywhere else in between, Sown and Rooted is there. You will catch the latest episodes there. As far as live streaming the show, I will only live stream the shows where I have guests. The other shows will just be uploaded because it'll just be me talking and educating you. Those will be uploaded to the podcast platform. So wherever your favorite podcast platform is, go there and check out the latest episode of my show, Sown and Rooted. Okay? Love you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for every like, every comment, every share, every subscription. I'm happy you're better too, Taryn. I really am. Thank God. Everybody, until the next time God allows us to meet like this, next Thursday, if not before, because I probably will do one on Mondays. I want to do Mondays and Thursdays about 3. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Because Mondays, I want to talk about things like I did today, mindset things and money things. And then, of course, Thursdays is my show day. So I want to make sure that I'm giving out this content to you guys. You never know. I may have a wild hair and do more just unexpected lives. So be prepared for that. That's what I do sometimes. That wild hair gets plucked and I'm like, I got to go live. But until the next time, whenever we meet each other like this again, may God continue to bless you. May God continue to bless your families, your households, your businesses, and every generation to come. Until the next time, God bless. Bye, guys. Thank y'all for being here.